Hello my fellow Second Lifers and welcome into Koffee with Tia, episode 7, Tproductions special, a talk show where we get up close and personal with Second Life talents and creators. I'm your host Tia Merchant, and in today's show we have with us the ever so ambitious, witty and fun-filled persona. I absolutely had a blast speaking to her. She is none other than the owner of Uber Global, Uber Treasure Chest, and the co-owner of the sales room. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Amber Daze. Welcome in, Amber. Welcome to Koffee with Tia. I am really excited to speak to you today.
Thank you so much. I'm so pleased to be here.
So Amber, tell us about yourself. Tell us what made you find Second Life and what does Second Life mean to you?
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'll start with my journey to Second Life. I, sort of like everyone else, stumbled upon Second Life. I had had knee surgery, and this icon kept popping up on the side of my Yahoo Gaming. I went, oh, I wonder what that's all about. So I clicked on it. It entered me into this world of very scary stuff in the beginning and wonderful stuff now. Second Life for me now is a lot of work. I just do a lot of work. I, spend some time with a few friends, but basically, Second Life is my real life work.
Well, shout out to Second Life Marketing and shout out to Yahoo Gaming. We have Amber on board with us here, doing wonderful things at Uber. So Amber, let's get into the meaning behind Uber. How did you stumble upon the name Uber? And what made you think that you're going to name your event Uber?
Well, luckily for me, it was already named when I purchased it. So, Truth Hawks from Truth Hair, of course, everybody should know Truth Hair, was the original creator and owner of Uber. I like to think that the name is like Uber as in, wow, that's uber cool, or that's uber great, literally, I don't believe that I have ever asked him in all of these years how he came up with the name Uber. So now I'm going to have to do that because your interview is not going to be as fun because I really have no idea. I really have not a clue. But he created Uber in 2014 with some friends and named it this beautiful name that now we all get to have. When I purchased it in 2019 from him, I added Uber Global because at that time we were going through a lot of global issues and things, and I just wanted everybody to know that Uber was not an American thing, it was a global thing. And so I added global to it, but also I added global to it because of the Uber company, the Drive You Around Uber company, and I didn't want us to get caught up in any kind of issues with them and that name. So I just added global for a couple of different reasons onto the name of Uber. But it was originally Truth Hawks and his team that created Uber, and I just lucked into it after working with him.
That's interesting. And sure, we all know Truth Hawk, very talented hair creator, and that is really, really a smart idea, Amber, adding the word global. So I think that reduces the chances of copyrights and plagiarism now, doesn't it? So for
yes,
sure you're right, okay. And so what got you interested in taking over the event? Did you always have an interest in the events world, or that was something you would like to put your foot into and test out the waters?
It's fine. When I worked with him, I was the moderator for his group when he first started his VIP group, and then I worked with him for 2 or 3 years, I guess. But off and on, I would help with Uber if they needed somebody, and I always loved the event. It was always so much fun. So he, as life progressed and his children got older and his life got busier, he needed something to go. He couldn't deal with everything that he was dealing with his work and family. So Uber was the one that was going to go. 2019, he asked me if I wanted it, and well, he literally told me first of all he needed to either close it or find somebody to run it. And he asked me if I wanted it, and I said yes. Yes, in 2 seconds. Yes, I do. I have always loved Uber, and it is such a wonderful event. That is how that came about.
Hey, that's an amazing opportunity, and I wouldn't miss it for the world as well. So nice one, Amber. And since you have Uber under your wings, have you made any tweaks into Uber, giving your personal touch? Does it has the Amber's touch in Uber, or has it just been the way it always have been running since you got it?
No, it is just Uber. That's what my job is, running Uber and making sure the creators are where they need to go, and I don't really do anything personally design-wise or anything. No, Uber doesn't actually. The creators kind of had a difficult time with that because they would do themes, but then by the time you have asked them if they're going to be in the event that month, and then setup comes, you have an entire month of, oh, whoops, I forgot that there was a theme. So we would have maybe half of the team within the theme. So I decided when I Uber over that I wasn't going to do a theme. I would do one now and again if they wanted to do something fun and different, but they can just do their own thing. Artistic creativity needs to be their artistic creativity, not my idea of what the theme should be. So I decided to kind of do away with that for their benefit.
So does Uber have a theme, or has it traditionally been the way it is now?
Correct. Nope. No themes. No themes at Uber. Now and again, we will do something fun. It doesn't happen very often, maybe once a year. Every now and again, I'll think of something and then I'll run it by the team and see what they want to do. I always ask everybody that's within the Uber team if they want to do something. I give them all a voice, and if they want to, we do, and if they don't, we don't. Sort of like our anniversaries coming up in August. The August 25th through September 22nd round of Uber is our anniversary, and so I've just reached out to the team and asked them if they want to bring gifts, if they want to bring creators to join them, what they want to do with their event. Now I'm just waiting for them to get back to me, and majority rules. If all of them want to do something, we'll do something. If none of them want to do something, we won't do something. So that's sort of how I run things.
What an amazing example of teamwork, and I absolutely love the idea that you've entirely left it up to the creators. They're under no pressure to actually make stuff a particular theme that would suit your event. It's according to them. If they want to put out themes, they are welcomed to, and together collectively agree on that. And I think that's a wonderful initiative. Rather than you controlling this theme, now you give the power into the creator's hand, to design the choice of item they want to.
It is a team, and it's like I tell them all the time, it is their event. Without the creators at these events that we all have, those of us that have events, without the creators, we have a venue. And basically that's it. I think a lot of people really forget who they work for. They don't. The creators don't work for me. I work for them, and we all work to make the public happy here in Second Life. And that's basically how I approach Uber. It's not my event. I may own it in name. Creators, the people that I work with, the team, the entire team owns Uber. It's their event.
Hey, I have complete respect for you, Amber. That is such a humble thought. And, together with the team, with involving the designers and your team, you make an excellent event. And I think that's why we have so much respect for Uber, because it's a teamwork. Everything is out there for the Second Life grid, for the community, and together you work in, actually bringing something to the table, which is extraordinary. So well done on that, and I completely value your thinking and your teamwork. So speaking of teamwork, tell us more about who is in your team, how many people are involved, and what is your involvement with the whole process?
Well, the team is huge, of course. It's all of the creators. They're part of the team, but there's only 2 of us that actually work at Uber, myself and Gwen, who is my assistant. We have a blog team that works for us and puts all of the event items on our website. So we have a gentleman that works for us and does that, but we have a teeny tiny little main team of people that work for the creators. There's only 3 of us, but our team is huge. It's everybody. It's all of the creators that come that month. It's the Seraphim people, or however you pronounce it, and if that was wrong, wrong. I'm sorry, everybody. The other bloggers that come, we have our blogger, or our vlogger, Ollie, who her vlog every month. But you know, we just have a tiny little niche of a team, and then a huge outward team.
And that's lovely to hear that you have such a wonderful team and you consider everyone under Uber as one. So tell me, Amber, is there any scope for new designers to enter Uber, or does Uber have designated designers that come up with new and exclusive items every round?
Uber is always very difficult because we are an invitation-only event, and most of the people that are in Uber have been with Uber, a lot of them since it opened in 2014. So they just don't go away. It's an amazing event and people stick with us. The only way really that I can bring people in is if I happen to have some spots that weren't filled and I can ask some guests, or if somebody happens to leave Uber, which doesn't happen very often, but it does. I mean, every now and again somebody will get something going in real life or whatever and they'll move away, but basically that's the only, unfortunately for everybody, and I'm so sorry, way that I can bring new folks into Uber is if either somebody leaves, or I have a guest spot, or I have a standby list of people that I can call on if somebody doesn't show up. Basically, that's it.
It really looks like a close-knit family then, Amber. And are there some designers who have been long with Uber now? Some of them which you can name, please?
Oh my goodness. Oh, there's just so many. There's Alaska Metro and beautiful makeup. Tone 2 does beautiful makeup. We've got dear D-Lab. Dad, I think that Sherpetal was going to accept our set this time, but that may not have happened. Dicor is with us. Digital Farm Systems. Oh my gosh. Yasum. There's so many. We have just so many. Res Room brings their animated mesh animals into Uber every other month. Spirit, we have, oh my goodness, why can't I think of her name? Smia, who of course is in Ukraine and hasn't been able to join us, but has just reached out and told me that she would be working again next month. So we're super excited to have her back. Paragon Dance visits comes to Uber monthly. The list goes on and on and on. Neve, Miss Chelsea's there. There's just so many. It would be impossible for me to name all of them and remember to name all of them.
That sounds very positive, with no drama at all, and sounds like a very, very large, happy, big family who's very easygoing and gets on with each other very well.
It is. It's really an amazing event, and everybody is just so comfortable. It's easy and it's fun, very little drama. It's just a really fun and easy event.
Awesome. I love Uber as well, and I love the creativity it shows each and every round. It's stunning, Speaking of rounds at Uber, any favorite round of yours at Uber which you absolutely loved and you've got half of the items from that round?
Oh my gosh, that is the worst question ever. It's so hard. Maybe not the worst question ever, but it is the hardest question ever. Okay, let's see. Most favorite rounds. Every single round of Uber is my favorite. I love it. It is so much. The guest rounds are always really fun because we bring in someone who doesn't always get a chance to be in the larger events, sometimes never get the opportunities to be in the larger events. And it's just our way of giving back to people that, maybe need a pick-me-up, maybe need, just a little bit of a fun adventure into Uber for that month. So those are always really, really fun because they're touching to me. It's a meaningful thing. It's important to me to give back to people and to help people when they need help. As for my favorite items, my gosh, my inventory cries every Uber round. The houses, I think probably my favorite thing, and I don't even know if it's an Uber release, but it may are a pair of sandals that I got from Eudora 3D. I literally wear them constantly, and that's why my feet were sticking out. They are my favorite item in my inventory, and I have no clue why. I just really love them. So I guess maybe that's my item. Thinking it came from Uber, but it's been so many years ago, I really can't remember now. But every item that comes from Uber I am in love with. Some things aren't my style or whatever, but that doesn't mean I don't love what they've made and the work that goes into all of these brands. They are remarkable artists. It's fun.
I completely agree with you on that, Amber, and definitely Uber designers are really, really talented. I think the exclusivity of Uber, it has really a good ratio of furnitures to accessories to, I think, clothing, and I think it's very different. It's quality round. It's really, really good quality stuff you get there, and from really branded names as well. So absolutely, it's like a plethora of creativity all under one event, and definitely it's one of the top-notch events Uber now. I'm not surprised.
Right. Well, we try to mix it up so we get a little bit of everything. The hardest thing, of course, is men's clothing, but that's kind of just a hard thing for some of the events, unless it's the men's events, which of course, obvious. But it's really hard to break into or keep men's items at an event like Uber because it's mostly shopped by, and I'm sorry guys, but it's mostly shopped by the ladies. And once the men bring their items in, they are like, I'm going to make a woman's outfit next time. The money at our event is better served. I don't know if I should say better served. That's not really what I mean, but it's better for a female audience than for a male audience, unfortunately.
Completely agreed, and it is because number of female shoppers are higher at Uber than the number of male shoppers, you'd say.
Correct. And so it's discouraging for, folks to bring their items in and to not have a really great round. I think most people have a really great round, but could be even better. And then when they switch to women's clothing or women's shoes or women's, whatever, then they have an amazing round and they don't ever bring it back.
Right, okay. And do you have any plans to kind of shine some light onto the male designered clothings or items catered especially to the male markets, helping that Uber would have like a section for male items that men can actually look for when they come into Uber?
So in January or February, I decided that I was going to have a section, 10 booths in the event that would just be nothing but men's items, 10 in a row. So the guys, when they come in, they could just like zip right over to that area. They didn't have to look around. They could just go over there and shop and leave, because that's kind of how guys shop. They go in, they get what they want, they leave. They don't want to go through the whole thing. So that worked really good for one round. The next round, I didn't get as many people saying that they would do men's clothing or men's whatever. So after the third time trying that, I decided to just not seek out specific men's items. And now every round we have 5 to 10 items that are men's items. So I just put a sign over the top of them now that say Uber Men's, and they come in and they can find the men's stuff. But my 10 spot, my little corner of 10 spot, turned into, I have at least 10 men's items, or maybe not 10, between 5 to 10 men's items every single month. It kind of just went in that direction without me pushing it too much. So I really don't have any plans to kind of expand the men's sections of Uber, because I don't really have a lot of space to bring in new people, and that's really the only reason. So those that are in there now are just doing what they do. If they bring guys stuff in, we put a sign above it, and if not, then we go to the next month.
Right, okay, I see your point there. And would you say the market for photography, or in general in blogging, for the market for blogging on Second Life, do you think that has pushed the male community to shop actively, to buy more skins, to buy more hairstyles, or to buy more tattoos, in order for them to display their artworks in terms of photography on Second Life? And to shop more actively at the events.
Right. I would think that seems logical to me. So yeah, I would think that probably has pushed it a little bit more too. I agree with that. Yeah. It is truly amazing, and I've never kind of really understood that, especially with as many women now that push their guys around to get more, better clothing, to get better skins and all of these things. It surprises me that it's not picked up a little bit more for the guys.
I think I completely agree on that. Men, if you don't even tell them, they won't even upgrade their classic AVs. We'll have men roaming around in all classic AVs over here because they're very straight to the point, straightforward, and, a little bit of push from their partners, really brings some, exciting things into the men in terms of dressing style, for sure.
I know, wearing the same thing all the time. They're just happy to be here. That's what I told GS, who is my partner in Second Life. He and I are very, very best friends. He changes now every single day. He changes his clothing every single day. I said, just as a change of pace, maybe how about a new shirt? Okay. So now every single day, so funny. He changes. So yes, I mean things progress for them as well. I'm sure that as people get involved in Second Life, things progress. And I think it's very interesting how many women have male avatars that they fix up to make look very, very nice. Very, very nice. So a lot of the ladies who have male avatars are doing that without the knowledge of who's behind it. So if I were to express that to you right now about who in particular I'm talking about, they would not be very happy with me. So yes, they are out there, and they're doing a fine job on a male avatar. I'll tell you that much.
They've got to be careful now, right?
Yes.
It might be a lady behind a male avatar. Who knows?
You just never do know. Or a gentleman with a female avatar. So yes, it's on both sides.
Absolutely. Oh, that really shakes me up now.
Now you're gonna have to ask, who are you?
Are you really a man?
Really a man? Probably not. I think that sometimes it's best to just never know what goes on here, because it would probably shock us even more than we're already shocked sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. So Amber, tell me, which of the designers that you have brought into Uber and you would have never thought they would be now part of the Uber crew?
I think that would be the biggest success. I think, just off the top of my head, and there's been a lot, but that would probably be Yasu. Reached out to me years ago and asked if there was a spot at Uber, and I happened to have somebody cancel. And I don't remember the circumstances behind it, but they couldn't get their rigging done or something happened. So I brought her in. Oh my gosh, she's so thankful, and she's still to this day so thankful. She was so nervous. Her item was wonderful. It was fun. It was different. It was exciting, and she made sales like you would not believe. It was. She messaged me the next morning, and we had only been open 5 hours, 6 hours maybe, and she said, there's a mistake somewhere. There's a mistake. Something's going on. I need to get into the event. And I said, okay, I'll bring you in. No, don't worry, don't panic. She had made so much money that she thought that there was something wrong with her setup, that she was taking money from people and didn't know how. I said, oh my gosh, you're so silly. No, this is Uber, and you're making money because they love your item. And every month since, she has made an amazing paycheck at Uber and continues to, and it's been years and years, and still to this day, she's so surprised that every month she makes the kind of money that she makes at Uber. She's remarkable, and her product has changed and grown so much over the years. It's just inspirational. She is just an inspiration.
I'm not surprised, because Uber is one of the, top-notch events as well. Everyone really waits for Uber because it's got quality, for sure. It's got known designers, it's got quality, and it never disappoints you. That's number one thing which you look out for. So I'm really not surprised. She's making a lot, and bless her for actually, reaching out and kind of, now she's at a place where she can actually feel happy. And
it's wonderful. And she is one of those people, and there's so many. Everybody at Uber is just really grateful and thankful and happy to be there, as I'm happy to be there. But it's always so wonderful when people reach out and tell you thank you, and tell you thank you for bringing them in and taking a chance on them. And it's touching. It's just very, very touching to know that you may have made a difference in somebody's world, whether it's just a pick-me-up or whether it's a nice paycheck. It's always nice to know.
I'll agree to that for sure. And is Yasmin's brand Do you know the name of Yasmin's brand?
Is her brand, yeah, Zoom, and it's IASU. But
So
they're all
you-
wonderful. I can't, there's no picking and choosing. Favorite is
So, Amber, my next set of questions is targeted towards you and your inspirations on Second Life, please. And what makes you come to Second Life every single day, please?
Gosh, that's so hard. Biggest inspiration on Second Life. I am very sorry to say that I don't know that I have just one inspiration on Second Life. I think that the Uber team is my inspiration on Second Life. These are all people that work in Second Life. They work in a game for their livelihood, a life, take a chance on my event and other events that they're going to have a really good paycheck that month. They work through hardships and they work through illness and they work through everything. So I think that maybe biggest inspiration, I guess, is watching them. They inspire me. Real life, of course, is different. My family is my biggest inspiration. What brings me to Second Life now, kind of like what brought me to Second Life when I first got here, is curiosity of what's new, what's going on, what's being built, what's not being built, the things that go away, the things that are taking those items places, and where Uber keeps me coming back to Second Life. I have a very small circle of friends. They keep me in Second Life, but basically Uber is why I'm here. I think that if Uber were not my business, if I wasn't managing it for these wonderful creators and didn't have that in my life, I'm not sure that Second Life would be that big of a deal for me. But Uber is a big deal, and the people at Uber and the people that shop at Uber, my life here is making sure that things are perfect for them. Oh, I think you went away again. Yep, you've still gone away. Still. I might have to finish this interview by myself, everyone. So I'll just keep talking about Uber and how wonderful
Can you hear me
it
now?
is. Yes, there you are.
Oh, God. I don't know what's up with the net today. I do apologize. I'm not sure what happened today.
Don't apologize. I think that it's funny. It makes it more comfortable to me.
Please, just on about Uber. We would love to hear how wonderful it is.
I could go on and on for days about Uber. And especially when your voice isn't working.
Oh, that's a perfect opportunity. Grab it, I say. I do it on purpose, so you can talk more about Uber.
I got it.
Speaking about your next event, which you co-own, which is the Sales Room. And we've interviewed Reese Maloney, a previous episode before you as well. And he talks about how wonderfully you manage the sales room as well. So talk to us about Sales Room. How did Reese approach you and what is your idea behind it?
Reese is so funny. I like him so much. I listened to your interview and he's just too funny. He approached me and asked if I would. Well, first of all, he's been dying to get into Uber and he nags me all the time about it. I don't know if this was during a hey, can I get into Uber this round or what, but he contacted me and asked me if I would be interested in doing an event with him, a sales event on the weekend, because those are extremely popular right now, and rightly so. They're amazing, and it's really good for the public to have something that's a little less expensive these uncertain times. He came to me and asked me if I would be interested. I told him that, of course, because I'm always interested in all these kinds of fun things. But my time was really limited, and so I didn't know for a weekend event, every single weekend, if I would be able to give the time needed to this event. I basically just do the bookwork. I'm his secretary. I am a spreadsheet person, like everything for Uber and everything for the treasure chest and everything. I have a spreadsheet and I have everybody on it, and I have when they've set up and I've had when they've paid and all of these things. I am a spreadsheet person, so I keep track of everybody for him. If they've shown up for the event, if they haven't ever shown up for the event, so that we can, know who we need to invite back, who we need to maybe replace if they haven't ever attended. So I do all of those kinds of things for him. Event, I think, is wonderful, like all of the weekend events. I think the first couple of rounds were maybe a little bit more, public was there a little bit more. We've kind of gotten into our groove now. And I think that our public is still really good. Creators that are coming are really good, and it's just like all the other kind of weekend events. They don't have to make new things. They can bring the things in that they've had in their stores for a while. Those events are really fun for people. The difference between this event of Reese's, and I call it his event because it is really, I'm just kind of there, is that it's all housed in one place, which is super convenient for people. You don't have to go to everybody's stores one by one and pick up the items. You can just go like it were any other kind of mainstream event and get the things that you want. So it's all housed in the same thing, in the same venue, which is a really great idea. So basically I just told him yes, and now I just keep books. But I love him. He is so wonderful. He's so wonderful, and it's really, really fun to be in this event with him.
Absolutely. I think Reese is a lovely personality, very lively, very helpful as well. Absolutely. I remember there was a DJ event last time, I think last Friday or something, at the sales room. And he just called me, and then we literally in the middle of nowhere, we just started dancing, and DJ was there, and then after that literally removed the dance floor, and then we started playing truth and dare right in the middle of an event. People are shopping, and it was such a random thing.
Yes, he is. He's pretty amazing. It isn't that wonderful. I mean, all of this spontaneous stuff is what makes him, and it's just really wonderful. And of course, I was busy setting up Uber, so I couldn't get over there. I was so disappointed to have missed it because it sounded like so much fun.
We will continue our conversation with Amber Daze in the part 2 of this episode for Coffee with Tia, sharing some really fun stories with Amber in the part 2 of this episode, so do not miss. In the meantime, do tell us what is your favorite item from Uber in the comments below. Like, share and comment on the video if you have enjoyed, and do subscribe and hit that bell button. I will see you very soon next Thursday. Till then, stay virtual and God bless.